Welcome, language learners from all around the globe, to Listen Up, the podcast that takes you on a captivating voyage through the English language. Whether you've just started your journey or have been navigating the intricacies of English for some time, this podcast is designed to be your trusty compass, guiding you towards fluency and unlocking the wonders of English. I'm your host, Karen, a passionate traveller and an experienced teacher of English as a second language. Join me as we embark on an exciting expedition filled with British history read by a native speaker. Together, we'll conquer the challenges and celebrate the victories of learning English as a foreign language. Each episode of Listen Up will immerse you in a variety of topics, from aspects of British culture, history, and literature. We'll explore useful vocabulary that will empower you to communicate confidently in English. If you want to read along with the podcast, head to my website www.onepawinthesand.com/ESL. The link is in the description. But this podcast isn't just about learning English in isolation. It's about building a community of language learners, supporting one another, and fostering a love of the English language. I encourage you to engage with us through my Patreon page, where you can connect with fellow learners, ask questions, and share your own language journey. So, whether you're sipping tea in Tokyo, walking the streets in Sao Paulo, or studying in a bustling cafe in Berlin, Listen Up is here to accompany you on your quest for English fluency. Join me as we embark on this transformative expedition, where language becomes an adventure and your dreams of effective communication become a reality. Today's episode is called Cockney Rhyming Slang. Hello, dear listeners. Today, we're going to explore the fascinating world of Cockney rhyming slang. It's a special way of talking you might hear in the East End of London. It can be a bit confusing, but don't worry, I'm here to help you understand it. Cockney rhyming slang started a long time ago in the East End of London. People there used it to talk in a secret code. It works by replacing words with other words that rhyme or sound similar. This way, they could talk without outsiders understanding. Over time, it became a unique part of East End culture. Imagine you want to say wife. In Cockney, you might say trouble and strife. The clever part is that people usually only say the first word, so they'd just say trouble to mean wife. Now, let's have a little quiz. Can you guess what these Cockney phrases mean? I'll give you the answer later. Apples and pears. Butcher's hook. Dog and bone. Mince pies. Porky pie. Barney rubble. Boat race. Brass tacks. Brown bread. Dicky bird. Dicky dirt. Frog and toad. Hank Marvin. Jimmy Riddle. Plates of meat. Rosie Lee. Tea leaf. Trouble and strife. Adam and Eve. You might think Cockney rhyming slang is old-fashioned, but it's still a part of East End culture. While not as many people use it fluently, some words and phrases have become parts of regular English. Cockney rhyming slang is like a time machine, keeping pieces of history and tradition. So next time you're in the East End and someone asks if you fancy a butcher's, you'll know that they're not talking about meat. They're sharing a piece of London's colourful language. Keep listening for a funny story to try and help you work out what the phrases mean. I'll give you the answers after. So enjoy the world of Cockney rhyming slang. Once upon a time, in the heart of London's East End, there lived a cheeky Cockney named Tommy. Tommy had a penchant for telling tales, often serving up a delightful dish of porky pies to his mates. One sunny afternoon, he was sitting in his cosy living room, sipping a cup of rosy lee and staring at his telly. His trouble and strife, a lovely woman named Lucy, was busy in the kitchen rustling up a delicious meal. Tommy decided to pop outside for some fresh air. With a mischievous glint in his mince pies, he gave Lucy a kiss on the boat race and told her, "I'll be back in a jiffy, love. Just need to exercise my plates of meat." As Tommy strolled down the Frog and Toad and into the bustling streets, he couldn't help but notice a group of children playing near the market on the apples and pears. They were having a right old giggle, and it put a big smile on his boat race. But then he overheard something that got him thinking about brass tacks. One of the kids pointed at a man who was sneaking around the corner with a bag of swag. "Look, it's a tea leaf!" The others laughed, and Tommy realized that he couldn't let that slide. Determined to keep his manor safe, Tommy followed the tea leaf, who was wearing a bright blue dicky dirt, like a seasoned detective. He tracked him down a dark alley, peeking around a corner to have a butcher's hook. He couldn't Adam and Eve it when he saw the tea leaf having a Jimmy Riddle in the street. Tommy knew he needed to take action. He whipped out his dog and bone and dialed Lucy's number to alert her to the situation. "Lucy, love, you won't believe it. I found a tea leaf," he explained, his voice filled with urgency. Lucy didn't wait a second. She called the police and said, "I need to have a dicky bird with the detective. I have some information on the thief." While Tommy kept an eye on the ne'er-do-well, providing a running commentary on the blower, within minutes the boys in blue arrived on the scene, and the tea leaf found himself in a whole heap of Barney rubble. Tommy returned home, feeling a sense of pride. He had prevented a crime in his manor, and he knew he had done the right thing. Lucy greeted him with a big hug and a cup of rosy lee. Tommy said he was Hank Marvin after all the excitement, and they had the meal Lucy had been making. That night he slept so well, he might as well have been brown bread, he was so tired. So what did the phrases mean? Apples and pears mean stairs. Butcher's hook means look. Dog and bone means phone. Mince pies means eyes. Porky pie is a lie. Barney rubble means you're in trouble. Boat race is your face. Brass tacks are the facts. Brown bread means dead. Dicky bird is a word. Sticky dirt is a shirt. Frog and Toad is the road. Hank Marvin means you're starving. And Jimmy Riddle is a piddle, as in to urinate. Plates of meat means feet. Rosie Lee is tea. A tea leaf is a thief. The trouble and strife is your wife. And Adam and Eve is believe. How many did you get right? Let me know in the comments. And that wraps up another episode of Listen Up. I hope you enjoyed learning about my topic today and practicing your English. Remember, the exploration doesn't have to end here. If you have any lingering questions or want to continue the conversation, I've got some great opportunities for you. First off, I offer private lessons for those of you eager to expand your knowledge further, whether it's practicing today's subject or exploring other topics. I'm here to guide you on your English journey. Reach out to me through my website or social media platforms, and let's embark on a personalised learning experience together. I have been involved with training people for more than 10 years. I've been teaching English as a second language for over a year, in which time I have taught over 500 students, many of whom are regulars. But wait, there's more. If you're a devoted fan of Listen Up and want to show your support, consider joining our Patreon community. Your contribution directly helps us bring you more episodes and maintain the quality of our show. Your support truly means the world to me, and we couldn't continue this podcast without you. So whether you choose private lessons or Patreon, or both, I look forward to staying connected and exploring the fascinating realms of English as a second language together. Thank you once again for joining us on Listen Up. Until next time, keep practicing.